once again. Let's bring our volume down.
I'm glad. I'm just doing it for Miss Clark.
Good morning, and welcome to the Polis 10th annual open mic night. I'm just kidding, it's not actually our 10th, I just had to make up a number. This night was made possible by people in the audience, the Polis Creative Writing class and Miss Clark. And if you haven't picked up a lit journal yet, go ahead and pick up a lit journal. Tonight you'll have the opportunity to hear the innermost thoughts of our students and what they've been writing. Not just from our creative writing class, but from across Polis. Some of you are probably pretty nervous about getting up here and reading. I guarantee that some of you are. But let me put your minds at ease. Even if you're absolutely terrible, I guarantee we've got a supportive audience. So keep that in your mind. And also, there is absolutely no way that you can embarrass yourself more than I'm about to embarrass myself. I will start off with poem number 0, which is a Polish tradition.
Yes.
I went to Target the other day at 3:17 in the morning. I was looking for my ping pong sponsor, but he got married and a horse licked me. Old people smell either really good or really bad, but you shouldn't spend too much time worrying about the little things in life. Splat went the cantaloupe or the watermelon. Ah! That is what llamas say. I sit in a tub and I switch genders. Bees, they sting they sting the skin of life, which is a potato. Jog down the road and throw bananas at a blind skunk. The bird's song, it pleases me very much. I'm so good with kids, I should be a teacher. I kick them all the time. Does the president like mayonnaise? That is the question. A long time ago, mayonnaise was invented by a fat pterodactyl. There is injustice all over the world. For instance, I did not receive the free back massage that I was promised. Therefore, my immediate family is rabid. Ever notice how you look funny? Look to your left. Seriously, do it. Look to your left. Now look to your right. Look up, look down, look in all different dimensions. There is at least one person around you who looks funny. Statistically, you look funny and will have an unhappy marriage. Even I look funny. Really funny. None of us look remotely like our almighty alien ancestors. Now, I will get strange, as if it has not been strange already. I may even make you fall in love with me. Alabama, Jeff Sessions and a creepy guy in a cowboy hat. Alaska, Sarah Palin. Arizona, that sheriff dude that Trump pardoned. Arkansas, sounds like an old guy I know. California, Dianne Feinstein and her bulldog. They look exactly alike, that poor bulldog. Colorado, a hippie who lives in Boulder and wears socks with leaves. Connecticut, I saw a TV show that was filmed there one time. Delaware, Washington crossed your river. Florida, old people go there to die. Georgia, is it a state or a country? I can never tell. Hawaii, wow, that's really far. Is it worth the plane trip? Idaho, there are actually not a lot of potatoes there, more corn than anything. Illinois, it sucks to be a baseball team there. Indiana, NASCAR and the vice president, same thing. Iowa, corn. Kansas, some dumb girl in a tornado. Kentucky. It's spreading its fried chicken propaganda everywhere. Louisiana. Does anybody there have teeth? Maine. Lobsters rule over people in this land. Maryland. Who is Mary? Why does she have land? Why does she get land? Massachusetts. Say park your car. Just say it. See what happens. Nevada. An old fat guy gave me $23 there one time. New Hampshire. Hamsters fear Richard Gere. He's after them too. New Jersey. Jersey. Sports jerseys. Barry Bonds has a disproportionately large head. New Mexico. Why is it so new? So shiny? New York. The hot dogs there, they're supposed to taste like berries, but instead they taste like pigeons. Let's see, let's get to the next state. Texas. Everything there is bigger, literally everything, except the crows, they're just average size. Utah. Mormon time. Vermont. Does Disneyland have a well-armed military? West Virginia. The direction west doesn't even exist. Wyoming. Harambe is a god. Wow, that was a lot of cities. Ever notice how you smell at the end of the day? I do. The man across the street does as well. He graduated high school early and went to culinary school. But why? Why do we fight over these pointless things? Yoda would be disappointed. He is in an intimate relationship with Mace Windu. Did you know that every 4 seconds, something new happens in Russia? Isn't that funny? It must be a sight to behold. All of those Russians doing new things. Oh my God, the doofus next to me is eating plastic. It must be good for his skin. I have finally decided what I want to do with my life. I would like to become a papaya rights activist. There are countless papayas being slaughtered every day, and we do nothing. The system, it favors mangoes instead. Every politician and living organism since the dawn of time is inferior. But need I remind you, I am a god. Have a great open mic night, Polish.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you for coming out today. It's great to see so many students here ready to celebrate the written word. I want to remind you that it's not always easy to get up here, so we're going to make sure that we are respectful and that we are listening when students come on up. I want to introduce our MC for this afternoon, Elisa, right? And she's going to be calling names for the students that are going to come up. So when you hear your name, please come line up by the speaker, and then we'll go through those series of students and we'll call a new group of students on up.
Angie, Megan, Pizza, Vanessa. Right. Okay, so this is dedicated to and in the memory of my Uncle Gustavo, my Grandpa Salvador, my great-grandma Michaela, and my Grandma Martha. You're selfish and evil, taking all I desire. Your sickness settling in, spreading like fire. You're silent but deadly, you sneak in slowly, but you make people become a little more holy. Like a thief in the night, you steal away love, no heart and no soul, you're taking a toll. Why were you created, devouring all? Then one day too late, that's when I got the call. Cancer, I hate you. The people who get it don't deserve it at all. Thank you.
I'm Jackie. And so we're gonna be quiet. I cannot hear. So we're going to perform a poem called "My Love," and it's a two-voice poem. I howl to you in the distance. I watch for the night. Your light fills my existence. Even in the dark, your eyes shine bright. My love. I could stare up at you for hours.
With you, I'm not alone.
I'd cross mountains and climb towers.
In your eyes, I am home. My love.
I love all of your phases.
I love how you're wild and free.
You're a secret oasis.
Though you stray, you come back to me.
My love. When the clouds roll in, I miss you.
When you're hidden within the trees, I cry.
But to you, my moon, I'll be true.
And my wolf, I will never say goodbye. My love.
Hi, my name is Angie. I'm Megan, and we're reading our two voice poem. Senior year, the time is here. What a relief. The graduating class of 2018. I don't want it to end.
I just want it to be done.
The best year of my life. Passing with straight A's,
Struggling to maintain my grades.
making new friends.
Losing friends.
I have a free period.
I sit through 6 classes.
Can't wait for all the senior activities.
Not looking forward to senior activities.
Ready to apply to colleges.
I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Promise around the corner.
I don't care for prom.
Then it's graduation. Finally, the time is here.
I can finally leave.
I worked so hard for this.
I did all this for a piece of paper.
The new chapter in our lives is here.
Oh, my name is Lisa. I was always told you can't love somebody if you don't learn to love yourself. But you love me in ways that I will never understand. I don't love myself in ways you will never understand. Your ears hear me out. Your grasp makes me feel like the weight of self-hatred is as light as a feather. Self-love is something I will never understand, never because I'm ignorant to the image of it. When I told you that loving you almost makes life worth it, I was not joking. When I tell you that loving you almost makes me forget how much I hate myself, it is not poetry. Loving you is gathering all the love I could never give myself and putting it to good use. It is showing myself that if someone can love a dying thing this way, if someone can hold the corpse of my body, if someone can give thanks for the way it holds back, if someone can kiss the teary cheeks and absorb the bad days, then I can try to breathe again. Because self-love does not always come first, or second, or even ever. Love will not heal me. It will not wipe my slate of the body clean. I will always be a symbol of wounds. Love will not heal me, but it will hold my hand if I ever heal myself. I love you enough to want to love myself too.
Come to the front is Jackie, Alexis, Samantha, Oriana, and Christian. Ode to doorknobs. Oh, doorknobs, you keep me safe. How protective you are, you give me privacy. When I'm changing, you are locked. After turning you, you give me entry to my home. Even after touched by everyone, you still work. I will always trust you. No one is allowed in if you don't recognize them. You kindly say bye when I leave and enter my house. If I tell you to stay still, you won't turn. You come in all shapes and sizes will work just as good. Even though your best friend key is hard to find at times, you're always where I left you. You hold the piece of my heart.
Look lies is what I've created. My kind smile is fake. My gentle tone is insincere. My sweet actions are rounded to the core. What you see when you look at me is a mask I use to hide all my dirty secrets. I love you, you say, that's a lie. You're so kind, that's a lie. You're an angel, that's a lie. You're always thinking of others, that's a lie. I wish I was like you, that's a lie. You say all these things about me like it's the truth, but I know that you don't really love me because you are in love with a lie. She fell for it, he fell for it, you fell for it, everyone fell for it. They all fell for my lies, because I'm a liar. Because I knew I would be hated if I were ever truly honest, so web of lies is what I created.
This piece that I wrote is called Fine Wine. Okay. It's so hard being so fine in a world so divine. See, I know I'm fine, and I ain't humble about it either. I work too hard to be at this level of self-love. Because see, when I step in the room, I know I'm the baddest, and ain't no way around it. Oh well, if you think I'm full of it. But pause. Let me rewind. The world says to be humble and yes, have self-confidence, but don't have too much because it might be too much for the next one. Now see, I can't swim, but I'll be damned to let the world drown me. Because that's when they start throwing the conceited Carter out, like something wrong with having so much self-love that nobody exists. And see, I would try to spread some love, but I can't even tell you to be yourself when you don't even know yourself. Now, don't go bursting my bubble because you lack what I got, and them insecurities so dilly that you gotta attend church and ask the Lord himself for healing. Because you know, like I know, jealousy ain't no joke. Fine wine. Megan, and Jaslyn, and Sandra.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Sam.
Excuse me. This is Society in Our Lives. Society has its requirements.
We are expected to be in alliance.
We are obligated to reproduce.
We are conditioned to fit our stereotype.
We are required to fulfill our education.
We are expected to blend in with others.
We are introduced to follow trends.
Therefore, we are guilty of being conformists.
But maybe that's why our problems are enormous.
We have to open our eyes and learn our lesson.
Maybe that's why we have depression.
What if we just need our privacy?
So we won't have anxiety.
We have homework and tests.
Probably that's why we're so stressed.
Feeling like we have to impress whoever.
Maybe that's why we feel so pressured.
Society is in control of our lives.
And people still question why we feel dead inside.
This is called Stitches. I'm like this because of people like you. People that create wounds but quiver when it's time to stitch them up. People that break promises and cause slits on wrists but say society is the one that's corrupt. I'm like this because people can't let a flower just be a flower. We have to yank it from the ground before it can blossom. We have to pluck the petals until we believe that something so beautiful can belong in a world like this. And by that time, there's nothing left. You asked me why I turned cold. I turned cold because ice can't melt when you live in a freezer. And every time I try to create a flame, rain ended up pouring down. You asked me why I've let myself become cold. I've let myself become cold because cold is the only thing people don't want. I gave my flame to every person that needed warmth.
But sooner or later, every fire pit extinguishes, and sooner or later, the people who had their arms extended for the warmth to provide it leave. You ask me what happened. What happened is that I gave every person that needed love and warmth a bit of the flame that kept me alive. And what am I if my heart turns to ash? What am I if I'm as cold as my surroundings? What am I if every person that I gave my flame to created wound after wound and didn't even bother to give me stitches? I'll dedicate to you all the songs I wrote. Wake me up when September ends, because of the month that we first met. Amnesia, because it takes me back to winter, how you'd walk into my classes. Immortals, all the memories we kept from third period. And when you thought we didn't have a song, Geronimo, because of Matt's man. Riptide, because it was the end, and New Beginning. All things must pass. You didn't get it then, so I hope you do now. The truth is I care for you, and doubt about it in my mind. And things can't go back to how they used to be after all this time. There's always something there to remind me. It never mattered how much I tried. I can't remember to forget you. If every month we had together was a chapter, we'd have a short book. But looks can be deceiving, good or best. There's meanings and lessons beneath the surface. So I don't always expect you to be there, since everything keeps changing across the universe. But I think that as long as I have a pen in my hand, a new sequel could be written. And a new song could be, and would be, dedicated to you.
I'm Jaslyn, and this is a short poem that I wrote called I Miss You. I miss the old you. I miss the way you would enjoy every moment in your life. I miss the way you were so confident in yourself. I miss the way you would radiate happiness like the sun radiates light. But now nothing is the same. Now you don't see life in the same light that you used to. Now you can't do a single thing without doubting yourself. Now happiness is a rarity in your life. I wish things could go back how they used to be. I wish I could be the old you again. Up next is George, Morgan, Katrina, and Melody.
This is only going to be half of the song because of time restrictions, but it's on my SoundCloud. Don't you dare sing that song. Drive to your house, never felt so long. I saw this coming from 3 months away. Ever since spring. I was trapped inside
out towards the sun.
Look at me, mentally and physically. I'm on the floor, can't take this anymore. Overseas, I wanna leave it all behind me and let go. Pretend there wasn't a before. But I know myself too well. Just need some time to cope, and then I'll throw it all on the shelf. All on the shelf. I'm strong enough, don't need to talk to anyone. Been doing this, that's how I always run. Towards the sun. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Completely over what I just had seen. It's been over a week. Got to get over myself. No, you and me knew it wouldn't work out, so I left it all on the dance floor. No, I'm not sad, at least not anymore. But I know myself too well. Just need some time to cope, and then I'll throw it all on the shelf. All on the shelf. I'm strong enough, don't need to talk to anyone. Been doing this, that's how I always run. Towards the sun, towards the sun, towards the sun, towards the sun.
Hi, my name is Katrina. Many years ago, there was this girl named Espen and her dog named Champ. They both lived in a beautiful palace far, far away in a city called Prey Hollow. Champ was her best friend. They did everything together. Whenever Espen felt sad or lonely, Champ was there by her side, giving her comfort, trying everything to make her laugh. One morning, Espen and Champ went on to a hike in the woods. Birds were chirping. The wind was blowing through the leaves of the trees. The river was like smooth paper being shred against the rocks. All of a sudden, they saw a fox. Espen got really terrified because the fox went into fighting position. Champ also went into fighting position to protect his best friend. Espen yelled, "Help! Somebody help!" They were in the middle of nowhere, all alone. Champ cried for help. Espen hit the fox off with a big rock and a long stick with a big rock as well. Once the fox ran, Espen could see Champ laying on the floor with open wounds and deep carvings of teeth marks on his arms and legs. Espen was sorrowful like there was no tomorrow. By the time Espen made it to her palace, Champ was slowly dying of severe injuries. Someone turned on the faucet. Espen was there for Champ by his side, taking care of his wounds. Before Espen went to bed, she wished and prayed that her best friend could heal fast and not die. The next morning, Espen woke up because she heard something suspicious in the other room where Champ was. When Espen went to go see what it was, she could not believe it. She saw what she saw. She was in shock with a big smile on her face. She was very exuberant that Champ was running all around, wiggling his tail, barking with happiness. It looked like nothing had happened to him. Espen ran and gave him a big hug. The end.
poem called The American Dream. I'll be honest. I'll be honest, it's often that I take it for granted. Let time pass by as I contemplate the thought of it. And it's okay to dream, but if your dreams remain only dreams, what's the point? I've seen people turn fools for tossing their tassels for a shot at something better, I guess. But I rather my dreams bear some fruit than remain fossilized, and not by incompetence, but by apathy. Apathy can't be, for if it is, I'll be running my hands through what's left and not what could have been. And that's my biggest fear. Getting caught up in the pleasures of being 17, letting my mind run underneath warm jets while life is sure to outrun the speed of my thoughts. Closing my eyes for a few seconds and trying to make them last forever. But I guess that's how it is. The American dream. May you never wake up.
I miss my granddad. I miss my granddad. I miss my sleep with the gun granddad. I miss my 5-minute fight with granddad. I miss my roaming the gun show early in the morning granddad. I miss my bulldozer of a man granddad. I miss my big knife granddad. I miss my bigger than life personality granddad. I missed a lot of time with granddad. Amputations and hands extended never taken from my granddad. Life lessons and stories that I'll never hear because I never took the time to spend with granddad. I feel like I failed granddad. I regret to say I'll never be able to be granddad. He was mighty, he was wise, he was arrogant and proud, he was loud, and I love my granddad.
Up next is Lucia, Lauren, Maria, Savannah, Marissa, Julia, and Harmony.
And I will be reading a poem. People think life is easy, but in reality it's not. Things come and go, people come and go, leaving behind all their faults. Every day is a mission. We have to face all the people that don't like us. We have to face all the things that bring us down. We have to face all the things that scare us, but some days are good. A smile appears on our face when we see our friends. They make us laugh and laugh and laugh. We laugh so hard that we start to cry, tears of joy. Some people don't have that opportunity to laugh. They don't have anyone there to make them laugh. They just sit in silence, not paying attention to anyone. They act like they don't need anyone, but everyone knows they need someone. They need that person to make them smile. They need that person that's going to love them. They just need a best friend that's never going to leave them.
Where did you go? Continue to look around, and I'm more alone. Another grave to be dug, another headstone to be made. Another dead teenager, but a different name. Another mother whose baby's taken away. Another missing sibling. Another individual the world is missing. Another great doctor, another great lawyer. Another body, another dead, lifeless, empty body. If there is one thing I wish I could tell you, and one thing I tell you all, you have a chance to live and to find love. You were denied the opportunity to live in love. My question for society. My questions you have no answers to. Questions, questions, questions. It's not only my questions. We question the science. We question the things we turn a blind eye to. We question why. We question the very reason as to why or how we got so lucky. So here's the questions that will forever be questions. Will my fate be similar to yours? Will I not come home? Am I safe? Will I ever live to see the day I graduate? Will I live past prom? Will that be my last moment? Will I ever sit amongst my peers and share my views on inequality? Will I ever live to tell my story? Will I be the next missed call? Will it be the one person who I forget to speak to, who takes me away? Who takes every child away from their mother? Who takes your baby brother? Who takes your big sister? Who takes your big brother? Who takes your baby sister? Why must you leave? Why must they go? It's high school, not bingo. Do not take my education, my life. Do not judge these people based on what you believe to be true. Do not take the people down with you. Death isn't a prize. Fear isn't a game. Death is a life sentence. Fear is a cell we lock ourselves in. Do we all have to play? Play the game, toy with the fact that it could be today. Today is no different than the other day, except it becomes your last. What happened to society? What happened to the morals, the pride, the honesty, the support the world once had? Once gave people hope and promise. Must we all be mad? Must we all be selfish? Must we all walk on eggshells? Must we wait in fear? Must we continue to cry tears? A simple misunderstanding, a simple mistake. A simple smile can make you safe, yet I thought school was a safe place.
Okay, I wrote this poem Wintertime. The sun sitting over the snow-capped mountains, the fresh snow crunching underneath your boots, the white powder glistening from the shining sun. These feelings make the most magical time. A time to sleep in, a time to watch the birds. This is clearly the best time of the year. When the trees sway from the winter breeze and the children smile with glee. When the birds fly from dusk till dawn and the green plants hide underneath a thin layer of white crust. A season of crackling fires and warm hot chocolates. Endless sounds of laughter and squeals. This is the best time of year. This is winter break.
My name is Harmony, and this poem is called A Fear. It was a mistake to call you my best friend. I imagined our friendship lasting until the very end. You said you'd always be there for me. You were the best friend that I really needed. You were the last person that I thought that would do me wrong. But here I am, finding out you were the one spreading those rumors about me all along. I can't believe you did that and went behind my back. Talk about a best friend who just turned completely fake and whack. I trusted you with everything. You betraying me hurt more than anything. Losing a best friend is something that I feared. This caused me to break down and have eyes full of tears. I'm moving on, forgetting about what you did. Starting now, I'm gonna have positive vibes and no negatives. Thank you. My name is Julia, and I'm gonna be reading my poem Right Slip. It happened like clockwork, time and time again, in 6-month intervals. It was perfect back then. I knew how the game worked and the best way to play, but something happened to me and I will never be the same. I hoped that the butterflies had no meaning, but here I am realizing that they were all feelings. I picked myself up and said not to cry. You were just another lesson in disguise. This was all new to me, nothing I'd ever seen. A strong woman like me falling down to her knees. How dare you control me and get in my mind? The clock is ticking and we're running out of time. Go back to her now, we know she's the one. You were just using me for a little fun. I thought I was strong enough to play your game. Turns out I'm not. I can't do the side chick thing. Promise me you won't forget all the great times that we spent. From the love and the hate, trust me, I know it was fate. How we always end up together, who knows the answer? Please don't try to come back, because your affection is cancer.
speak louder than words, but there ain't no movements, no voice, so I end up getting hurt. Hurt to the point where I end up feeling like it was us, trying to figure out what you did wrong, but I get thrown under the bus. Running over every part of my body and you in it driving, acting like I was nobody. My body feeling all the weight that you given me. Why did I love and ride for you so willingly? Ride for you until the wheels fell off this road that was our relationship, but you pushed me off, and now it's a situationship. Where you play victim and I look dumb, hearing all this hate, now my ears are getting numb. Starting from my head to my toes, oh how that pain grows. It's so crazy because apparently this is the way that love goes. But you see, my mama from the Bay, where we get stupid, the hyphy movement. My pop's from Dallas and was digging a girl, so he showed him what his movement. And that was me, made from a soldier energy. So forget love when I got my family and the good man above. Feeding me the good and releasing the bad. You see that I'm living it up and now you mad. I pull a you on you like a boss queen do, just cause I'm chilling out here like a boss queen move. Thank you. Up next is Maria, Amy, Caitlin, and Arlise, Rosalba, and Melissa.
Do I look like I want to be silenced? I am here and I am proud. I will fight for what is right. I will speak for those who can't. I will stand tall and scream. Black lives matter. I will use my privilege to help those who don't have it. You cannot silence me. I stand proudly with my undocumented mother, father, and brother. Viva Mexico, viva los indocumentados, nadie los va a parar. Dreamers are unstoppable. Build your wall, we will climb over it. I will fight for what is right. Freedom of religion, the right to practice whatever religion you want. No more banning people because of their religion. I will fight for what is right. No more focusing on Twitter to do your job. Focus on Flint, Michigan. Focus on Puerto Rico. Focus on school shootings. I will fight for what is right. Gun control, dreamers, poverty, religion. Protest, speak up, be loud. Fight for what is right. End the violence, no more silence. Stand up and fight for what is right.
My stomach, like the one when you're on a roller coaster. I remember that one car ride that changed my life forever. I remember as if it was yesterday. I was about 6 and I was wearing an ocean blue tracksuit. It was a hot summer day as well. The sun was out shining brighter than ever, and with the windows down, my hair was blowing as if it was in one of those hair commercials. I knew something was happening. Looking back at the situation, I believe I knew what was happening, but chose not to believe it. Suddenly the car stopped. We were at my favorite park, the one where I learned how to roller skate, the one where I spent hours playing tag, and the one where I knew how to always get back up after falling down. The one where I learned that crying wasn't the best option because kids may or may not laugh at you. We didn't go to the park though, we went to that little cliff right next to it, the one that overlooked the city. It was beautiful. My dad and I took pictures. I was never the person who liked to take pictures, but something told me that this time I wanted to. Later that night, my stepdad took a taxi home with my brother and I stayed with my dad. I vividly remember the peppermint smell in the air. I remember my dad's jeans and his plain white shirt. I remember sitting in the car with him for what felt like hours. He took a sign and said, "I'm leaving tonight." I was confused, but I replied, "Where?" He said, "Somewhere far." That's when I realized he just wasn't going to LA, but he was leaving. I remember opening the passenger door and getting out to sit in the back. I began to cry, thinking, why does all the bad stuff happen to me? I always saw the best in people no matter what they have done wrong. My dad later dropped me off home and left. That was the last time I saw or heard of him in the past 10 years. I realized once he drove away that you never realize you take anything for granted until you lose it. Years later, I get a text on Facebook with his name saying, "How have you been?" That was the first time, hold on, I lost myself. That was the first time I cried until I didn't have any more tears to cry, and the first time I smashed my phone. Once I was mentally ready, I texted him to say, not to say, "Hey, I'm well," but to text him reminding him of everything he missed. To tell him how many birthdays he's missed, to tell him how he missed me perform a speech for both my 6th and 8th grade graduations, how he missed me turn into a young woman, how he missed me go into high school, how he missed me go through a failed friendship, how he missed the first time I felt lost. But I also told him that I understood that as humans also need a break, how we need to get away from things that bring us down and affect our well-being, how sometimes change can be the best thing to happen to us, how looking back can affect us from looking forward. Now that I'm older, I can finally understand why he had to go. I told him that I wasn't upset with him anymore, how he didn't have to apologize to me because he was already forgiven. I believe a person always deserves another chance. He taught me how to be independent and how to not to ever need anything for anyone, but meet anyone for anything, there we go. He taught me how to never take anything for granted, and I'm so thankful for that, and I would forgive him 1,000 times over if he needed me to.
My name is Amy. Okay, so this is a poem I wrote about my bunny. His name is Wesley. He hops when happy, thumps when mad, fights for attention, I yell at him when bad. Wesley the bunny, floppy ears too, loves eating carrots and biting my shoe.
My name is Rosalba. The poem's called Pain. P-A-I-N. A four-letter word that can mean so much. A four-letter word that makes it so you can't trust. Anyone that comes your way, you just shake your head and you turn away. Now see, I was only 7 when you decided to say, "Fine, I'll just leave." See, I wanted you to stay, but you were making it hard for me to breathe. You walked out that door and didn't turn back, and I kinda hated that because I needed you, Dad. I fell deep, not knowing where to go, cried myself to sleep, trying to console my soul. You left and continued living your life, but see, I couldn't continue living mine. But then I realized you left me, but Mama was always there when I needed her to be. She was working hard, trying to make ends meet, because you left Mama with 5 mouths to feed. Mama was so worried, sometimes she wouldn't eat, scrubbing tiles on the floor, she was breaking her knees, sacrificing herself so that we could succeed. She was doing all she could, and you were feeling free. She was praying every night, "Jesus, please don't let me lose my sight of you because I don't think I can continue." I laid awake, staring at the moon. I was about to turn 8, and all I was thinking about was you. But now, at the age of almost 16, I realized that it was all meant to be, because all those silent tears, they formed a river, and now that river flows in me. Now I can see all the pain made me who I was meant to be. P-A-I-N, pain.
Next is Pamela, Vincent, Diana, Vincenzo, Shada, and Jeremy. Hi. I remember in the 7th grade, I never had to fight to get straight A's, cause my classes were just such a piece of cake, and that all had to change. But then I come around again and say, baby, I swear that final grade is gonna change. Trust me, and that 1 A just lasted for a day. I say, I hate this, it's too hard, I'm tired, whatever. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
My parents took my phone last night. Those grades have gotta go, I've gotta go. I am never, ever, ever getting myself together. I am never, ever, ever getting my work together. I have lots of homework and I'm tired, I wanna sleep. But I am never, ever, ever getting myself together.
Me and a special person are actually going to do this next poem. She actually won the literary journal. So we're going to be doing a poem about prom. I'm coming in a limousine.
I'm coming in a questionable Uber.
My dress looks immaculate.
My dress is one of those cringy, environmentally friendly ones made out of printer paper and tissues.
My heels are stylish and I can walk perfectly in them.
My heels look like Crocs and I walk like a newborn antelope. Regardless, we both look horrible.
I got to the Norse Pavilion early to take pictures.
I arrived late and forgot my ID in the Uber.
My makeup was professionally done just an hour before.
I look like a sweaty clown.
I have plans to go to the biggest after party and get trashed.
I'm gonna go home, play Fortnite, and eat stale saltines.
I smell like roses, my perfume is the best you can buy.
I crapped my dress on the dance floor, so I smell like a disco hobo. We're wearing white dresses.
But I don't have a date, at least all the boys want to dance with me.
My date looks like Channing Tatum, but he doesn't love me because I soiled my undies, and now it's going down my right leg.
I'm the prom queen.
I'm the prom jester.
I'm not going to the after party.
I'm still going home and playing Fortnite with a full pair of squishy undies.
I'm not going to the after party because I'm taking some hot piece of ass to a hotel.
My date left me for the prom queen with a fresh, clean underoos.
This night isn't crappy. I love prom. Oh my god! I love prom.
No. I make a squishing sound when I walk and my left shoe is half full. I hate prom.
I'm going to be doing another poem with these three gentlemen over here. It's about Star Wars. You guys are talking about all the press stuff, so we need some Star Wars in here. Alright. Luke Skywalker.
Chewbacca.
Jabba the Hutt.
Stranded on a small raft in the ocean.
The sun beating down on us.
Hello? Okay. On a small raft in the ocean.
Riding the waves.
The sun beating down on us.
With water all around us.
Stranded with an oversized dog.
An oversized slug.
With a useless robot.
A smelly human.
Afraid of drowning.
Getting my fur wet.
Oh, drowning out in the heat.
Getting water in my TP.
Stranded in a tiny raft.
With no space to stretch my legs.
With no space to move.
No space to play my hologram.
Afraid of getting eaten by a shark.
Of living in the dark.
Of getting hit by a rock.
Of losing all my socks.
Stranded, waiting for Leia.
Waiting for hands.
Waiting for Boba.
Waiting for C-3PO.
Stranded and afraid.
Is this thing working actually?
So yeah, that was it. Next.
My poem is called Eating Death. It is on page 31. It is amazing that something with such a menacing connotation is able to enlighten someone with such a transformation. Something condemned by so many societies that can help people of so many varieties that led to the creation of so many of our deities. A tool used by the legendary Mayan civilization that can lead to so much realization, a source of unique inspiration. Many people make their lives so demanding, so frustrating, so meaningless because of a huge misunderstanding. Before war, before genocide, before mental illness, before cancer, when we first were alive, our ancestors lived with only the instinct to survive. We teach our children to be the best, to work and never rest, to fall in the lines and never protest. We aren't teaching them the rules of survival, we're training soldiers for the wars of corporate rivals. There's only so much success that this path allows because the most successful people are locking our borders and killing cows. This isn't what we are here for. This isn't what life is about. It's being able to say that you went to that pond and caught a trout. It takes a lot to realize how much we don't matter, that this chain of existence does not have a ladder. To many, this idea might seem depressing and sad, but thinking about this makes me nothing more than glad, because when I'm on my deathbed dying, I know I won't be crying. I didn't waste my time trying to impress an amigo. I'll die with my own dreams fulfilled, not those of my ego.
So one moment you're there, the next you're not. When I stare, all I see is a robot. My emotions were raw, our friendship was sublime. But I'm a quarter and you only see me as a dime. You walk right by me as if I'm not there, but when you need something, you suddenly care. Our broken bond I tried to mend will never be fixed because our straw is bent. No, I won't regret and I won't forget, but thank you for sending me the friends that I've met.
There was an old small village with hardworking people who had small farms with very little vegetables that they would use for living. In this small town, there was a man who had really bad luck, and because of that, he would never go outside of his little house. One day, the people of the village noticed that it did not rain since last 2 months, and their vegetables were getting eaten by insects. All the people in the village gathered to see what they can do to save their village. Everyone was giving some ideas until the man who had a bad luck came out of his house and started washing his clothes with his hands with a little bit of water that was left. And then he hung them on the wall. Everyone started staring at him and getting angry because they had a little bit of water and he was washing his clothes. The villagers couldn't believe it. They asked him with anger, why are you doing that when you have a little bit of water? He answered, because of my bad luck, whenever I wash my clothes and hung them, it starts raining. People were staring at each other with some confusion until the sky had lightning and it rained. People got happy and thanked him because of what.
I'm gonna read you guys about a poem about the color of outer space. Outer space is the color of an Olympic race. It has black holes, just like the house of a mole. Space is unknown, we don't know if we're alone. Darkness clouds the sky like the heart of a bad guy. Space runs through people's mind, thinking about where the planets will align. People risk their lives trying to fly, not even willing to stay and survive. The color outer space is never used because it's infused. It has two flavors like an ice cream cone. If this color is never used and left alone.
Bella and Jessica, Tiana, Alex, Candace, Jada, Marcella, and Julia.
Strange. Roses are red, flowers are blue. I'm strange and so. Let's talk to Will and get some signs that will mean like the rest of the
What's a girl to do the first time that she gets her heart broken? Overreact and cry every day just to be called a drama queen? Or is she supposed to not react at all and deal with it in her own way, just to be called cold and heartless? Regardless of how she deals with it, it's always going to be a lose-lose situation for her while the boy faces little to no repercussions at all. Maybe he was in love with her too, or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he started himself up over it too, or maybe he's not. She'll never know, since she'll never be able to face him or speak to him again without her heart breaking just a little bit more. If he loved her in the first place, then why would he subject her to this kind of torturous pain? Was it because he was afraid to love her? Or was it because he didn't know how to love her? Whatever the reason, it was wrong of him to make her suffer if he loved her. If he didn't, then that's just even worse. Why string along a girl and make her believe that he cared for her when he didn't at all? Was it all just for laughs and for some sick satisfaction? Or did he do it just to see if he was capable? Whatever the reason, he's probably fine while she's breaking. And there's nothing that can change that because the damage has already been done and her heart's already been broken.
For Jada, the only thing I can feel is numb. It is just like walking outside in the coldness, feeling cold. Feeling cold is the only thing I can feel. All the emotions or affection that someone wants to give me is all gone. I just want to run and run to scream out to the world because I cannot feel anything. I am just full of emptiness. I feel numb. In my mind, I'm trying to find a way out of all this coldness that is freezing me from the inside out. In reality, I'm trying so hard to just feel warm one last time again, but I can't remember how it felt. Why can't I remember?
Hello, I'm Candace, and this is about a dream that I had. Have you ever had a dream that made you question reality? Well, that's me every night. But this dream in particular had me in actual tears. So think of this. It was a dark and dull day. Days like this had been this way for months because there was a terrible cold. And unfortunately, half of my family got this cold. But my aunt in particular looked terrible. Like, her fingers were black, and she had black and blue tongue and like white stuff coming out of her mouth. It was really disgusting. So, since half of the family was healthy and half of the family was not, we had to take care of the half that wasn't. So I had to take care of my aunt. And I had to babysit one of the children that was there. So as I was babysitting the children, I fell asleep in my dream. It's not ironic. Anyways, I fell asleep in my dream. I woke up and the house was like, it was so hot that it felt like it was on fire. And I couldn't find the baby anywhere. So I go into my aunt's room and I find her sucking the blood out of the baby. She sucked the blood out of the baby until the baby turned black and blue. And I started screaming and crying like, don't suck the blood out of the baby. So I grabbed the baby and I ran out the house. And I go to the sewer. And there was vampires there. And the vampires brought the baby back to life. So I go back home. And then my aunt is just healthy as, like, she never got sick. Like, she was cured. And that was my dream. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jada.
And I'm gonna do a poem called Daddy. Daddy was young. He was just a boy. He had a lot of friends. He had a lot of toys. He always traveled here and there. His daddy took the family everywhere. But then one day, as sad as it is, his daddy died when he was only 10. As my daddy grew up, he became more wise. He had 2 kids with his beautiful wife. When his daughter got older, he decided to share stories of his life that would make her aware. As Daddy tells me the stories of his life and what he did to make it right, from this point on, I can finally see the world from his perspective and why he could be so mean. This brings us closer because I finally know why, all the reasons that I shouldn't lie, why I shouldn't yell at you or be mad. I should just be glad that I have a dad. Thank you.
Lastly is Ethan, Wilmer, Christopher, and Stephanie.
This piece is called Country Music. One hot summer day, 2 friends were talking about country music. Country music.
I love it.
I hate it.
If it's good, it's more aesthetic.
It's boring.
It tells you story in song format.
It's always the same thing over. Beer, girls, bad life, tractor.
And no matter what, it's someone who's going through something worse.
And don't even get me started on the clothing.
I love the clothes associated with country too.
Cowboy hats. Cowboy boots. It's overall. It's disgusting.
It's so fashionable.
Same old thing, nothing new.
It's all about the lyrics.
It's annoying. Country music, mine are the best.
Country music, you don't have
I should be one more younger boy. Baby, turn the lights down low. But hey, at least it's how this goes.
After I'm finished, I will be out on the tile giving autographs. So my poem is titled Lifetime. Crazy how it's the little things that we focus on. I fell in love with your details, got me buying into you like it's retail. But your perfect imperfections are what keeping me drawn, making life that much more worth it. In love with your smile, infatuated with your smell, weakened by your touch, making life worth that much more. My favorite curves on your body are the ones formed by your teeth. Your smile comforts me like chicken noodle soup. Daydreaming thinking about you, having my mind in a loop. When I fall apart, your smile allows me to reason, making life worth that much more. The smell of your sweet aroma pulls me in. Even when you sweat, you smell as sweet as a peach. I find this ironic because you're the one reaching for the breeze. Your delightful perfume is more blissful than sin, making life worth that much more. Your touch melts me to my core. The gentle scratch of your acrylic nails on my neck feels so good, having me want to buy you another set. But when you stop rubbing my back, that has me asking for more, also making life worth that much more. I swear I want to marry you because you're the one, staring into your eyes when you're glowing because of the sun. Picturing our kids running around in the backyard having fun, rainy nights spent with you bundled up. Making your breakfast knowing you like your eggs sunny side up. Though I haven't met you yet, and for all I know you could live next door, the never-ending suspense has me waiting, but it makes life worth that much more. Thank you.
Ethan, I want your autograph later on. My name is Will Moreno, and it's called Man Reach Into the Light. The light in the sky, it's so green, it's coming to me. I reach, and fall each time. Not until a guy with the brightest eyes came and said hi. His tux was black and rich as oil. He said, "You need help, old sport?" It lifted me up. We reached the green light with closed eyes, and when it caught the light, he said goodbye. It disappeared into a yellow light and into the dark sky. Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you for coming out to Open Mic Afternoon, and if you would pretty please grab a chair or two and help us stack them up, I would